One of the names that has started to generate real buzz around the Los Angeles Lakers is C.J. McCollum, and let's be honest, while he may not be the kind of blockbuster addition that flips the entire Western Conference on its head, he represents something that this Lakers team is in desperate need of: stability, scoring, and a proven veteran presence. McCollum's name has surfaced in buyout rumors, and reports suggest that not only him, but also Chris Middleton might be on their way out from Washington, a team that seemingly doesn't see either of them as long-term fits in their current rebuilding strategy. Now, if that buyout materializes, especially for McCollum, the Lakers should be one of the first teams picking up the phone, and here's why. We're talking about a guy who's been one of the most consistent scorers in the NBA over the past decade. 10 straight seasons averaging over 20 points per game. And not just scoring, but doing it efficiently. He's not just a volume shooter throwing up bricks. He gets buckets, he spaces the floor, and he brings veteran leadership that can't be taught in practice. Last season alone, McCollum put up over 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists per game while shooting just over 44% from the field. And those aren't inflated stats on a bad team where someone had to take shots. This is a player who's been in playoff wars, who's played both as a second option behind a superstar like Damian Lillard, and also taken on the lead role when needed. That versatility to play on ball, off ball, to create, to spot up, to take over for stretches is something the Lakers sorely lacked off their bench last season. And let's not sugarcoat it. The Lakers' bench production last year was among the worst in the entire league, especially in scoring. McCollum gives you a reliable option who can swing games in your favor on any given night. He may not have the same explosiveness from his prime, but he's still more than capable of going for 30 on a hot night, and more importantly, he can give you 15 to 20 consistently off the bench. And that's gold when you're trying to build depth around LeBron James and Anthony Davis. The Lakers aren't playing the long game right now. This isn't a franchise in rebuild mode looking 5 years ahead. They're in win-now mode. Full throttle, and veterans like McCollum, who know how to play within a system, who don't need to dominate the ball to be effective, who can deliver. In crunch time, they become invaluable. And yes, people always panic when they hear a player's age. He's 33, no thanks. But age shouldn't be the deciding factor. Production should. McCollum has been remarkably steady, even in a year where the Pelicans had their share of dysfunction and inconsistency. He remained a beacon of consistency, shooting over 37% from deep on more than 8 attempts per game. That's elite-level shooting, especially when we're talking about high-volume, contested looks. Go back a year before that, over 43% from deep. This isn't some streaky shooter who had a hot month. This is a legit sniper from deep, year in and year out. And think about the role he would have in Los Angeles. He's not being brought in to carry the team. He's not the savior. He's your 7th or 8th man, someone who can steady the second unit, take pressure off the starters, and keep the offense flowing when LeBron or AD are off the floor. That alone adds value that doesn't always show up on the stat sheet. And given his experience playing next to guys like Dame in Portland or Zion in New Orleans, he knows how to thrive without dominating the ball. That's a huge asset, especially when you're talking about fitting into a team like the Lakers that already has two high-usage stars. McCollum is the kind of guy who just fits. Slot him into either guard position and he'll give you shooting, playmaking, veteran savvy, and a calming presence in the half court. Need someone to run the offense while your main playmakers sit? He can do it. Need a spot-up shooter in the corner while LeBron orchestrates? He can do that too. Need a bucket late in the shot clock? Give him the ball and let him go to work. That kind of plug-and-play versatility is exactly what the Lakers lacked last season. Too often, when the bench checked in, the offense stalled. The ball movement died. The shooting disappeared. McCollum changes that. Let's look at the broader picture here. This is a player who has career averages of 20 points per game, shoots nearly 40% from 3, and can handle both guard positions. That's not easy to find, especially on a vet minimum. And even if he doesn't replicate his exact production from years past, a slightly dialed-back version of McCollum is still a massive upgrade from what the Lakers had coming off the bench last year. Think about it. Who was the consistent scoring threat outside of the starters? Who could you trust to come in, generate his own offense, and make defenses respect the second unit? That's what McCollum brings. He forces opposing teams to stay honest. He prevents those brutal 5-minute stretches where the Lakers can't buy a basket. He's insurance. He's momentum. He's experienced, and let's not forget the ripple effect. Bringing in someone like McCollum gives the Lakers options. It gives them flexibility. If Austin Reeves needs a night off, no problem, McCollum can fill that role. If the Lakers find themselves needing to make a move at the deadline, and Reeves is part of a deal, they now have someone who can help absorb that loss without the team falling apart. It's not about replacing anyone outright. It's about having the depth to make those decisions without fear of collapse. This is especially important because acquiring young talent isn't easy. Right now, if the Lakers want to bring in a guy like Herb Jones, that's going to cost them multiple assets, picks, players, cap space. And you better believe the Pelicans won't let a defender and shooter like Jones walk for nothing. So while the Lakers navigate those possibilities, having a veteran like McCollum as a stopgap, or even more than that, becomes extremely valuable. You're not mortgaging the future, you're not compromising your flexibility, you're adding a guy who can play right now, who fits the team's timeline, who's ready to contribute from day one. Even defensively, while McCollum isn't known as a lockdown defender, he's no slouch. He's smart, he positions well. He averages close to a steal per game and half a block, not flashy numbers. But they show he's active and engaged. And on a team where defensive schemes are coordinated and stars like Davis are anchoring the paint, McCollum just needs to be competent, and he is. The health concern is valid, of course. He played only 56 games last season, but that followed a 75-game season and a 66-game one before that. If the Lakers can get 65 games out of McCollum, with rest nights, planned load management, and a limited bench role, that's a win. The goal isn't to run him into the ground. The goal is to unleash him in spurts, in second quarters, in key moments, in playoff stretches where you need someone to calm the nerves and knock down a big shot. And here's the part that makes this all even more appealing: the contract. We're talking vet minimum here. That's low risk, high reward. And if the Lakers are working behind the scenes on a bigger deal, something involving multiple roster pieces like Andrew Wiggins, or maybe even Nikola Vucevic, then having McCollum as part of the plan makes even more sense. You open up roster spots in a trade, you bring in proven vets to fill them, and suddenly your rotation gets deeper and more experience without giving up significant assets. But even without those trades, McCollum on his own is a smart move. Imagine him playing 25 minutes a night, spacing the floor for LeBron and Luka if that pairing happens, getting 8 to 10 three-point attempts per game, most of them open looks, and knocking them down at a 40% clip. That's instant offense. That's pressure on the defense. That's breathing room for the stars. That's exactly what this Lakers roster needs to take that next step. Last season, McCollum's free throw percentage dipped to around 72%, which was a bit of an outlier compared to his career average of 80%, but even that feels more like a blip than a trend. The Pelicans, as a team, were inconsistent and often dysfunctional last year, and yet McCollum still delivered. He still shot over 50% on two-pointers, maintained solid playmaking numbers, and stayed relatively efficient in high-volume shooting. Go look at his game logs. Go check the consistency. Night after night, it's 24-4. Over and over again, he shows up, produces, and clocks out. That's not easy to find in today's NBA, especially in a league where stars sit out frequently and younger players take time to develop. McCollum is plug and play. He's ready now, and that, for a team like the Lakers chasing a title in what might be LeBron's final years, is priceless. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. In a stunning twist that has set the basketball world abuzz, rumors are swirling that Kevin Durant has given his long-anticipated nod to the Los Angeles Lakers. While official confirmation is yet to emerge, multiple sources close to the situation suggest Durant has agreed in principle to a 2-year deal that would bring the former MVP and 2-time NBA champion to the Staples Center. If true, this could mark one of the most seismic shifts in recent NBA memory, with Durant joining forces with LeBron James and Anthony Davis in what many already speculate could be the league's most formidable trio. Whispers from insiders point to a mutual interest brewing over the past few months, intensified during off-season talks and casual meetings between Durant and Lakers executives. Though some question the fit and durability of such a star-laden core, the appeal of chasing a title under the bright lights of Los Angeles appears to have tipped the scales in the Lakers' favor. What makes this potential signing even more intriguing is the subtle trail of hints Durant has left behind: cryptic social media activity, sightings in and around LA, and his reported disenchantment with his current franchise have only added fuel to the speculation. Fire. Close associates hint at Durant's desire for a fresh chapter, and the allure of playing in a city that's synonymous with basketball royalty seems irresistible. The Lakers, after a season of highs and lows, have long been rumored to be eyeing a transformative move, and Durant fits that ambition perfectly. While fans and analysts alike remain cautious given Durant's previous decision-making history and his tendency to shift gears, there's growing belief that this time, it's different. The supposed 2-year pact would give Durant flexibility and the chance to win now, possibly capping his career with a legendary run in purple and gold. This rumored acquisition also has potential ripple effects far beyond Los Angeles. Rival teams in the Western Conference are already said to be bracing for what they perceive as a sudden imbalance of power. The Golden State Warriors, Durant's former team, could feel the sting of poetic symmetry if he dons a Lakers jersey. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Suns and Denver Nuggets may be forced to retool and rethink their strategies in response to this possible super team. League executives have reportedly begun quiet discussions on the competitive implications, while agents are now reevaluating where their clients might fit in a league that, once again, appears to be on the brink of a Lakers-dominated era. Durant's move, if confirmed, could signal the beginning of an arms race among contenders, potentially igniting another round of high-stakes transactions and free agency coups. Before the new season tips off, the basketball world waits, holding its breath. From a business perspective, the potential Durant to Lakers deal is also a marketing dream. Merchandise sales, ticket prices, media coverage, and global brand visibility would all likely spike. The Lakers are already one of the NBA's most marketable franchises, but adding a player of Durant's caliber could elevate them into an entirely new stratosphere. Nike, the NBA's global partners, and media giants like ESPN and TNT are surely watching closely, with advertising campaigns and promotional opportunities waiting in the wings. Hollywood, always hungry for storylines, would no doubt embrace Durant's arrival with open arms. Speculation suggests that behind closed doors, LA has been preparing for this moment for months, quietly clearing cap space, building the narrative, and laying the groundwork for a blockbuster announcement. Though it's all still technically in the realm of rumor, the pieces seem to align perfectly for this to be mere coincidence. And when there's this much smoke, the fire may not be far behind. Despite all the buzz, some caution that this story might still take unexpected turns. Durant has a history of shocking the basketball world with his choices, and until the ink is dry, nothing is certain. There are still questions about the team's chemistry, injury concerns, and how head coach Darvin Ham might juggle such a potent mix of talent and ego. Yet, even skeptics admit that the move makes a certain kind of sense. Durant, now in the latter part of his career, wants another championship run. The Lakers want to return to their dominant ways. Their needs and ambitions align, and if this agreement is finalized, it could redefine the NBA's power dynamics for years to come. For now, fans are glued to every update, dissecting every tweet, interview, and comment for clues. Whether this becomes a league-altering reality or fizzles into another off-season fantasy remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, the possibility of Kevin Durant wearing purple and gold has already reignited the fire in the heart of Lakers Nation. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.